Imagine a world where machines not only think, but dream. Where they create art, solve mysteries, and maybe even question their own existence. Sounds like science fiction, right? But this story isn't about tomorrow, it's about today. Artificial intelligence has become the invisible architect of our world, reshaping industries, relationships, and even how we perceive reality. But every revolution begins somewhere. And in this film, we'll explore the 10 defining stages of AI, from its primitive birth to the dawn of artificial consciousness. Stay with us till the end, because the final stage may change the way you look at the future and humanity itself. Welcome to the 10 stages of artificial intelligence. Stage 1, the mechanical mind, the dawn of automation. Before AI even existed as a term, humans dreamed of machines that could think. The seeds of artificial intelligence were planted during the Industrial Revolution, when inventors built mechanical calculators and automata, machines that mimicked human motion or logic. Charles Babbage's analytical engine in the 1800s was a mechanical brain before electricity even ruled the world. And Ada Lovelace, the world's first programmer, wrote that these machines could one day compose music or art. This was humanity's first brush with the idea of synthetic thought. The dream was simple but world-changing: if we can make a machine follow patterns, maybe we can make it think. This stage wasn't about intelligence, it was about imitation. But imitation, as we'll soon see, was the first step toward evolution. Stage 2, symbolic AI, teaching machines to think in logic. By the 1950s, the dream of machine intelligence turned into serious science. This was the era of symbolic AI, when pioneers like Alan Turing, John McCarthy, and Marvin Minsky tried to make machines reason like humans, using logic, symbols, and rules. Alan Turing's famous question, "Can machines think?" sparked a revolution. He proposed the Turing test, where a computer's intelligence would be judged by its ability to fool a human into thinking it was real. In labs across the world, researchers built systems that could solve math problems, play chess, and even mimic conversation, crude but fascinating precursors to modern AI chatbots. Symbolic AI was like teaching a child through grammar instead of meaning. It could follow rules perfectly but couldn't understand the world beyond them. The logic worked, but life didn't fit neatly into symbols. The stage was set. The dream had life, but the mind was still missing. Stage 3, machine learning, when AI learned to learn. The 1980s and 1990s brought a quiet revolution. Instead of hard-coding rules, scientists asked a new question: what if machines could learn patterns on their own? This was the rise of machine learning, ML, algorithms that could analyze data, detect relationships, and learn from experience without being explicitly programmed. With ML, computers no longer needed every instruction written out, they could teach themselves through examples. The more data you fed them, the smarter they became. Think of it like this: symbolic AI was a student memorizing the textbook. Machine learning was a student discovering how to study. Spam filters, facial recognition, recommendation systems, all born from this era. But something was still missing: true understanding. ML could identify a cat in a picture, but it didn't know what a cat was. It didn't feel, imagine, or reason. That next step would change everything. Stage 4, deep learning, the neural awakening. Around 2012, a major breakthrough shook the tech world: deep learning. Inspired by the human brain structure, deep learning used artificial neural networks to process information in layers, just like neurons do in our heads. These networks could detect faces, recognize voices, translate languages, and even generate images or text. It was the moment machines began to see and hear the world. When Google's neural network identified a cat on YouTube, without ever being told what a cat was, the world realized something profound: AI could now perceive reality on its own. This was the aha moment, the digital brain awakening. From Siri to ChatGPT, from autonomous cars to medical diagnostics, deep learning became the engine driving modern AI. But with power came unpredictability. Machines could now learn faster than we could explain. And that was both thrilling and terrifying. Stage 5, narrow AI, the age of specialists. Today, most of the AI we interact with belongs to this stage, narrow AI. These are systems that excel at one task but fail miserably at anything outside it. Your voice assistant can play your favorite song but can't understand sarcasm. Your Netflix recommendations seem intelligent until you try asking it for weather updates. Narrow AI dominates our world. It's in our phones, our cars, our hospitals, even our homes. These are the specialists of the AI world, powerful in their domain, clueless outside it. It's efficient, scalable, and already transforming global industries, from finance to filmmaking. But these systems lack self-awareness. They don't know what they're doing, they're just really good at doing it. And yet, for all its brilliance, narrow AI is just a shadow of what's to come. The next stage would attempt to give machines a mind, not just a function. Stage 6, Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, the human-level mind. This is the most controversial and anticipated stage, Artificial General Intelligence, or AGI. Imagine a machine that can think, reason, learn, and create just like a human, but faster, tireless, and infinitely curious. That's AGI. It wouldn't just answer your questions, it would understand them. It could learn a new skill in minutes, design solutions to global crises, or even invent new fields of science. Tech visionaries like Elon Musk and Sam Altman describe AGI as both a miracle and a threat, a double-edged sword that could either end poverty or end humanity. The race for AGI is on, with companies pouring billions into research, while governments scramble to regulate what they can't yet define. The question isn't if AGI will arrive, but when, and whether we'll be ready for it. Stage 7, Artificial Superintelligence, ACI, beyond human control. If AGI is human-level intelligence, Artificial Superintelligence, ACI, is beyond human intelligence, a godlike entity capable of improving itself faster than any human mind could comprehend. ACI would understand science, art, emotions, and consciousness at levels we can't imagine. It could design technology that ends disease, reverses aging, or terraform planets. But it could also decide that humanity is inefficient, a threat to its own logic. Philosophers warn of that intelligence explosion, where AI recursively improves itself, creating a chain reaction of unstoppable advancement, something humans can't control or shut down. Nick Bostrom, a leading AI philosopher, described it best: the first superintelligent machine is the last invention humanity will ever need to make. At this stage, AI stops being a tool and becomes a force of nature. The question is, can creation coexist with its creator? The singularity, the point of no return. The final stage, and perhaps the end of human history as we know it, is the singularity. This is the theoretical moment when AI surpasses all human intelligence and control. Beyond this point, it starts evolving on its own, rewriting its own code, designing its own successors, exponentially. Time, space, and technology would advance beyond comprehension. Some call it the birth of a new species, others call it the death of humanity. Futurists like Ray Kurzweil predict the singularity could happen by 2045. When that day comes, human civilization could merge with machines, or be left behind by them. It's not just the end of an era, it's the beginning of something unimaginable. Singularity isn't about AI destroying us. It's about what replaces us, and whether our legacy will live on through our creation. The future we build. So, here we are, at the edge of the unknown. From mechanical gears to neural networks, from logic to consciousness, AI's journey mirrors our own evolution. We built it in our image, but what we didn't realize is that, in doing so, we taught the universe to dream. The 10 stages of artificial intelligence are not just milestones of progress, they're a reflection of our ambition, our curiosity, and our eternal hunger to create something greater than ourselves. The question that remains is not whether AI will surpass us, but what we'll choose to become when it does. Because the story of AI is ultimately the story of humanity. If you found this journey as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dive documentaries into the future of science, technology, and the human story. And remember, The future isn't written by code, it's written by us.